Hello my beautiful yogis, and welcome to this week's class. This week, we're going to be working with our throat chakras to help get us through Mercury Retrograde. What is Mercury Retrograde? Good question. Because Mercury is closer to the sun than Earth, sometimes it goes behind the sun in its trajectory. This, to us Earthlings, looks like Mercury is going backwards in the night sky. That period is called Mercury Retrograde. And because Mercury is said to influence communication, when it goes backwards in the sky, or at least it looks like it does, many people face miscommunications in this time. And they also have a hard time with self-expression. So we're going to be working with our throat chakra to clear any barriers to perfect communication during this time. Let's get started lying on our backs. When you're ready, make your way into Shavasana. And just take some time here to arrive on your mat. And take whatever shape in Shavasana feels best for you. Take a couple deep breaths to get you centered, to ground you in the present moment. Sending the breath deep into the belly, feeling it rise and fall. And take the next few quiet moments to really listen to the body. Normally throughout the day we listen to our thoughts, but our thoughts are often untrue. We hold a lot of truth in our bodies. So let's tune in, take the awareness inward, and listen. Send your breath to every corner of your body, all the way into your baby toes, your pinky fingers, the top of your head. Send nourishing oxygen to every cell of your being. And we can really listen to our bodies by tuning into the response that our bodies give us to this oxygen, this air. As you breathe into every space, notice if it contracts or if it expands. Are you holding any tightness? Or does your body immediately soften? Just notice, without judgment or needing to fix it or change it. Notice the experience as is. The first part of clear communication is unobstructed listening. When you're ready, take the awareness outside of your body, back into the space around you. Bring some movement by wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling the wrists and the ankles. And then reach the fingers up over your head, point the toes. Make yourself as long as possible on the inhale. Hold it at the top and sigh it out. Slowly blink the eyes open as you take your arms beside you and take the heels of the feet in towards the sit bones, taking the soles of the feet down. On your next inhale, press into your feet and lift your hips up. Stay here for the exhale. On your next inhale, reach your arms up and over. And on the exhale, take everything down as you chant Om. Ready? Exhale. Om. Let's move with our breath. Inhale, lift the hips. Stay for the exhale. Try to lift a little higher. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale. Om. Inhale, lift the hips. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower. Om. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it out with a sigh. This powerful chant Om creates a vibration right near the throat chakra that will help start to get the energy moving around it. So when you're ready, let's roll up and down our mats a few times, massaging the back, crossing the legs, and rolling over into our first down dog of the day. Feel free to pedal out the feet here. Rock the hips from side to side. Find whatever movement you need. And then eventually find some stillness in your down dog. Pressing through the knuckles, pressing through the tips of the fingers, sending the belly towards the thighs, and allowing the sit bones to spread. Relax the head, and take a few deep conscious breaths here. Engaging your Ujjayi breath if that is in your practice. And if you don't know what it is, that's like fogging up a window pane in front of you, but with your lips closed. And maintaining that constriction in the throat for the inhale as well. It sounds like ocean waves. And on your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. Slowly walk your feet forward, letting the big toes to land behind the wrists. Inhale, lifting halfway up, flat back, hands to shins or thighs. And exhale to bend the knees, rest the belly on the thighs, release the head and grab opposite elbows. Just hang here, maybe swaying from side to side. On your next inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. And once your head comes up, give yourself a couple of shoulder circles. All right, let's start at the top of the mat. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, take the hands down, step the feet back. Take an inhale in your plank, lower your knees. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, nice and slow, keeping the elbows tucked in. On your next inhale, lift up into baby cobra again. Maybe you can float your hands. Stay here for 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up again. Float the hands. Take the arms behind you. Now take them into a T. Make a W with your arms, bending the elbows, tucking them in, and then reach them up overhead. Let's try that again. Back behind you, into a T, Take them into a W, and then reach the arms forward. Float the feet. Stay here for 3. Keep breathing. 2 and 1. Reach the arms behind you, bend the knees, grab onto the outside edges of the feet, and with an inhale, kick into your hands. Bow pose. Try to keep the knees just hip width apart, not splaying out to the sides, and keep kicking into your hands, finding a little more lift. And exhale to release down to the mat. On your next inhale, press up onto your knees, support a plank, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips up and back into your down dog. Stay here for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. Slowly walk your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins or thighs, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down, send the feet back. Option to drop the knees. Take an inhale in your plank, and exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the elbows, look up, up dog. And exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, plant the foot between your hands. And inhale, windmill the arms up, warrior 2. Let's take a moment to find our heel to arch alignment. Tucking the tailbone under, dropping the shoulders, gaze over the middle finger. On your next inhale, clasp your hands behind you, reach your chest up to the sky, and exhale, fold your shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Relax the head, humble warrior. Try to keep the fists nice and closed, heels of the hands together. Pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. Squeezing the knee to the shoulder, shoulder to the knee. On your next inhale, take your hands to your low back, come back up into your warrior 2. Exhale here, and inhale to exalt your warrior. On your next inhale, come back into your warrior 2. Exhale, windmill your hands to frame your foot. Step that right leg back and up into 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips. You can stay here or flip your dog into wild thing. Getting really light on those right toes, reaching that right arm up and over. Pressing the ground away from you with your left hand. And on your next exhale, take the right hand down, right knee crosses the body over to the left side, and extend that right leg. Reach the left arm up. Fallen triangle. If this is not accessible for you, you can always take gate pose. Pressing the hips up, wherever you are. And on your next exhale, lower the hips down. Take your left hand to the inside of the left leg, reach the right arm up and over to the left. Use the connection with your left hand and the mat to spin your chest up so that you're not collapsing in, not facing the mat, you're facing the side. Taking a few breaths here. Really reaching those right fingertips over to the left. It's more about finding the lift in the chest and then length along the right side body than it is about grabbing the left foot. On your next inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, take them to the front of your mat. Step both feet back. Optional vinyasa, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And of course, all vinyasas are always optional. So you can always just skip them and meet us back in down dog. All right, I'll turn around. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, plant the foot between the hands. Inhale, windmill the arms up, warrior two. Melt the shoulders down the back, lengthen the tailbone down to the spine. Make sure you have that heel to arch alignment and you can see your left two front toes. And you're looking over your left middle finger. On your next inhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Lift the heart up. And exhale, fold to the inside of the left knee. Left shoulder presses into left knee. Knee presses into shoulder. Hands tight together. Heels of the hands pressing. Lots of energy on the outside edge of the right foot. And your head can just hang heavy. Humble warrior. On your next inhale, take your hands to your low back, rise up, warrior two. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over into your exalted warrior. Peaceful warrior. On your next inhale, come back into your warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Step that left foot back up into a three-legged dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips. You can stay here or flip your dog into wild thing. Getting really light on those left toes. Really pressing into the ground with that right hand. Right shoulder has lots of energy. Shoulder away from the ears. And on your next exhale, take your left hand back down to the mat. Left knee crosses the body over to the right, extends, and you lift your right arm up into fallen triangle. And again, if this is not accessible for you, you can always bend the knee and take a gate pose instead. Lifting the hips a little bit higher. And on the exhale, take the hips down. Right hand comes to the inside of the right leg. Left arm reaches up and over to the right. Use the connection between your right hand, right arm, and the mat to rotate your chest up and away from your mat. Finding a little more length. Reaching those left fingertips over. And remembering that this is about finding length and not grabbing the foot at any cost. On your next inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, take them down to the mat. Step both feet back and take an optional vinyasa, or we'll meet in our down dog. Moving with your breath. Staying in your down dog for 5 breaths. 4. 3. 2. And 1. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. Slowly walk or step your feet to the outside of both hands. Lower the hips down, take the knees nice and wide, feet point out, and hands to heart center. Lifting the heart. Pressing your sternum towards your thumbs. Malasana or yogi squat, also known as garland pose. Try to get your tailbone to point down to the mat, even if you're a little more lifted and maybe your heels are up. That's okay, just find length. The crown of the head pointing up to the ceiling, not so much in front of you. And if you're pointing your head in front of you, you're probably rounding the back too, and we don't want that. If this is not necessarily accessible for you, try sitting on a block or a prop. That might help. On your next exhale, take your hands behind you and walk them back into reverse tabletop, lifting those hips up, feeling those collarbones start to spread, lots of space across the shoulders. And you can keep your chin tucked in, or if your neck allows for it, you can let your head go back nice and slowly with control. You can also walk your feet forward into reverse plank. If you're in your reverse plank, try to get your feet to completely touch the ground. Otherwise, just bend your knees and find your reverse tabletop again. On the next exhale, lower the hips down and shake out the wrists. That's a tough one. All right, I'd like you to come onto your forearms, come onto your elbows, and place your hands under each sit bone. Walk the elbows in nice and close together, and then start to walk the feet out so that your legs are nice and straight. Once you're here, you can let your head come back and let the crown of your head touch the mat. This is Matsyasana, King of Fishes pose. We're stretching out the area where our throat chakra lives. You can stay here, or you can lift the heels up about a foot off the mat. We'll stay for 4 more breaths. 3. Pointing the toes, 2. And 1. If your legs are up, lower them down, and then tuck your chin in and just come onto your back. Beauty. Walk your heels in a little. Due to technical difficulties, I'll be doing a voiceover for this section. You can just bring your legs up and do legs up against the wall, or you can join me in shoulder stand by slowly lifting the hips up, placing your hands on your sacrum. So you don't want to create a shelf with your thumbs, you want to keep the thumbs tucked in. And if you have the space, slowly start to lower the tops of the feet down overhead into plow pose, halasana. From here, make sure that you can keep a fist distance between your chin and your chest. Your knees aren't resting on your face. And take the hips back a little bit. This will create more space in the spine. Keep a nice long breath here. And try not to look from side to side. It's really important to keep the spine long and neutral in this posture. If you're in plow pose, on your next inhale, lift your legs back up into shoulder stand. Everyone in shoulder stand, you can bend the knees and lower the hips down nice and slow with control. And everyone in legs up against the wall now can bend their knees. Take your heels down to the mat. Let's do one more round of Setu Bandhasana bridge pose with the movement and the chanting. When you're ready, take an inhale to lift the hips up. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale everything down with an Om. Again, inhale, lift the hips up. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale. Inhale, hips up. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale it down. Take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth inside out. Inhale the knees to the nose, nose to knees. And exhale, release for your final Shavasana. Allow the pinky edges of the feet to get nice and heavy. Tuck the shoulder blades under the body. Release your jaw, your forehead, and your tongue. And take a few mindful breaths here to allow your practice to sink in. When you're ready, start to bring some movement back into the body. Reach the arms up, point the toes, take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth inside out. Let's do that again, but make it a big loud sigh. Inhale to reach and lengthen. Open the mouth inside out. Roll over to your favorite side. And then slowly make your way back to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Take your hands to heart center, bow your head, and take a moment to thank yourself for practicing today. Notice if anything has shifted in your body, your mind, your soul, your emotions. Just notice it with non-judgment. And take the lessons that you learned today into the rest of your life. What we learn on the mat is so important to what we do off the mat. Listening to yourself and your body, listening to others with non-judgment, and practicing clear communication and speaking your truth. When you're ready, slowly blink the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope you enjoyed this practice and some of the other classes that I've been doing related to astrology. If you liked this, then you might enjoy the moon salutation linked down below and right above. And as always, if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button. It really helps me so much. Until next time.